Hi, this is Simply Love Yoga. I'm Samantha Lavery and today we're going to do a great morning yoga stretch. But first, click the like button, subscribe, and then we'll get started. So grab a strap. You might need a strap today or a belt just to help you towards the end of the practice. And then we'll get started. So just come to your mat, standing on your mat, have your feet about hip width apart, and we're going to clasp the hands the more natural way. We're going to push the palms up to the ceiling. So try and bring your shoulders back and down. Try not to have your diaphragm sticking out so you don't overarch your lumbar spine. So you pull your navel in, shoulders come back and down, stretching the heel of your palms up to the ceiling. And then we're going to take that over to your left, so I'm mirroring you, so stretching out to your left, looking up to the ceiling if you can, really feel the stretch in the side of the body. And then coming back to center and to your right, so stretching out the left side of your body, looking up. And coming back to center, one more on each side. Feeling that nice length to the waist and back to center and then to the other side. And back to center, just bringing the arms out wide. We're going to clasp the hands behind the back. As you do, you push your hands down, squeeze your shoulder blades together and fold forward. So as you're folding forward, your arms come over your head. You can keep your knees bent as much as you feel comfortable. Drawing the head down, crown of the head down to the mat. Pull that navel in and your arms go a little bit further. So you get a nice deep stretch to the shoulders and the chest, the back of the legs. And then keeping your head down, just bring your hands down to the waist and then bring them to the mat and just stretch them as far as you can to the mat. Make sure you have an even weight in your feet so that you don't come back into your heels too much. Making sure that you pull that navel in, neck is nice and long, feel that nice stretch. And then walk your hands back towards your feet, coming into a forward fold position. And then bend your knees and curl up nice and slowly. We're going to bring the arms, clasp the hands and bring the arms over the head again, just as we started. Pull that navel in, shoulders come back and down. And then release your hands to your heart. So this time we're going to really stretch from the armpit to the elbow. So left arm comes up to the ceiling, stretching up. And you just bring the hand to the back of the shoulder, just between your shoulder blades. And with the other hand, you're just pushing gently to your elbow. Again, pull that diaphragm in, tuck your tailbone under so you're not overarching your spine too much. Feel that length and stretch right up the side into the armpit, the arm, and then release the hands down. We'll change sides. So arm stretches up, you get that length, and then you bring the hand between your shoulder blades. The opposite hand pushes your elbow in, pull the diaphragm in, tuck the tailbone under, so you're getting that length. And then we're just going to fold the arms above the head, stretch the elbows up, and then we're going to bring them just in front of the forehead and then just lengthen away. So you're drawing the elbows down towards the mat. Just stretch and relax your head and your neck. Again, you can soften the knees as much as you need to. Check the weight is even in your feet. Lengthening the crown of the head towards the mat, so you're tucking your chin in slightly. Drawing the elbows down. making sure you just find an even breath. Again, pull that navel in a little bit more and see if that allows you to go a little bit deeper. And then just relax your hands to the mat, just stretching the back of the body, tucking your chin into your throat. And then just look towards the end of the mat. Bring your hands out wide as you stretch them in front of you. Just drop your head slightly. So your neck's in line with the shoulders. Chin slightly tucked in. And you feel that stretch out. Stretching the waist, the back of the legs. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees and roll up nice and slowly. Again, just bringing your arms up towards the ceiling, clasping your hands and pushing the palms up. And then hands to your heart center. So, pyramid pose. So, bring our right leg forward, left leg back, slightly back. There is a balance in this. Hips are squared on, both your feet are facing forward. So if your right leg's forward, we're going to bring the left arm up. And we're just going to bring the right hand across the body, left arm to the side. So you get this nice side stretch. And then come back to goddess arm. So you're opening the chest and then changing sides. So you're lengthening your bottom hand to the right, top hand to the left, and open again. Goddess arms. Changing sides. Just getting that stretch. You definitely need to put the toes into the mat. There's a definite balance with this. Stretching out. And then just coming back to goddess pose, so open out the chest, opens the back, and then bring the clasp of the hands behind your back. Lift your chest, look up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and we're going to draw the chest down to the front thigh, pulling that navel in, and you're just allowing the chest to come as far as feels comfortable, and then see if the arms will go a little bit further. So deep stretch to the back of the leg, to the arms, and then again keep the crown of your head down, bring your hands to the waist, and then stretch your hands forward again. Just as we did before, pull that navel in. Helps with the balance here when your hands are down. And then walking the hands to your feet, curl up nice and slowly. And release, hop that back leg into the front. Just give your hips a little bit of shake. See how they feel from one side to the other. And then we'll change legs. So right leg comes back this time. Front leg forward. Hips squared on, both legs are straight. And again, if the left leg's forward, we're going to bring the left arm across the body, right arm up. So stretching and lengthening to that side, and then bring the hands out to goddess pose. And changing sides, getting that balance, just really gripping with the feet, and then bringing the arms back out, changing sides. Stretching, feel the stretch to the side of the body, and bring the arms out. Last one. And then again, clasping your hands behind your back, pull the navel in, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest, look up, and exhale as you draw that chest towards that front thigh. Just be mindful, one side might feel different to the other. Pull that navel in, and as your head comes down, just drawing the arms over your head. Focus on your breath. And then bring the hands to the waist, arms coming forward, stretching, pull that navel in, see if you can get a nice stretch, deep stretch. You can definitely feel it in the front leg, in that calf, in the hamstring. Remember, you're just coming down to your own capacity, however that may be. That might be to here, that might be to here. Just do what feels comfortable. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Coming up nice and slowly, bring the arms up to the ceiling, clasp your hands, pushing the palms up. And then bringing the hands down to the heart center. And we're going to hop the back leg in. Shake your hips out. And then we're going to step the left leg back again. So as we step back, we're going to bring the hands down either side of the foot and we're going to drop that back knee. So low lunge position. You can have your back toes curled under or the top of the feet on the mat. Just do whatever feels comfortable. But just as you bring your hips down, just make sure you have this nice straight shin to protect your knee. You don't want your knee over your toes. And then we're going to do, this is a Qigong move that we do, particularly for early summer and summer. We're going to open the heart, so arms come out, look up to the ceiling, and then just bring the backs of the hands forward, touching the back of the hands as you lean forward, and then inhale as you open up, look up to the ceiling, and then exhale. Again, inhale, broadens the chest, and exhale. One more, inhale. This time, bring the arms up to the ceiling so you get a deeper back bend. Shoulders come back and down and looking up to the ceiling. And then bring the hands either side of the foot. Going to keep the foot there and straighten that front leg as you push the hips back, coming into half pyramid. So your chest comes down, you lengthen the head. And you can either point your foot or you can flex depending on where you need the stretch. You can go from between one and the other if you prefer, or you can hold it in one position. Pull that navel in, draw your nose down towards the knee, and then bring the hand to the inside of that foot, and just so you can lean and bring that leg back. And then just sink back your sit bones to your heels. We're going to do modified camel pose in between. So as you come onto your knees, you lift your hips, your right arm comes up and over your head, leaning back any amount. And then as your hand comes down, your sit bones sink to your heels. Then we're going to change hands. So drawing arms up, push your hips forward, arching back any amount. And then sink your sit bones down to your heel as your arms come down. So moving from one to the other, lengthening, feeling that stretch in the front of the body as we get an arch to the back, working through the spine. We'll do one more on each arm. Inhale as you're coming up. And exhale. Again, inhale it. And exhale. So as you sit back and then coming up, we're going to bring the left foot forward this time to change legs. Just as you sink down, remember you can have your toes turned under at the back or a flat top of the foot. So again, just opening the arms, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then bring the backs of the hands forward together. Inhale as we open up. Look up to the ceiling and exhale. Just working with the breath. Inhale. And exhale. So as we bring the arms out this time, we're going to bring them to the ceiling to get a deeper back bend, sinking down into the hips, stretching up to the ceiling. And then bring the hands down either side of the foot. Straighten that front leg by pushing the hips back. And remember, you can flex your foot or you can point your toes. Or you can do a little bit of both. Just depends where you want the stretch. Drawing the chest down, the nose down. And then lifting up, bringing the hand to the inside of that foot and bringing that leg back, just sweeping back. And then you're naturally coming onto all fours. So knees underneath your hips. We're going to do cat-cow position. So wrists underneath your shoulders. Take an inhale just to have a neutral spine, and exhale, round your spine as you push your spine up to the ceiling, tuck your chin under, tailbone comes under, and then inhale as you lift your tailbone, dip the spine, lift your head, look up, and exhale, round your spine. It's great to do on a morning, but to be honest, any time of day. Releases tension in your neck, shoulders and spine. Inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you round. And then just come to a neutral spine. Step your hands forward a little bit. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So fingers nice and wide. Hands towards the outer edges of the mat. Turn your toes under. Lift your sit bones up to the ceiling, drawing your heels down towards the mat. And you're trying to push up through the spine. Pull that navel in. And it should be a stretch to get your heels down. If they come down too easy, then you might find you're a little bit narrow. Just draw a nice even breath. Shoulders come away from the ears. Feel a nice stretch through the spine, through the back of the legs. And then just looking towards your hands, bringing your knees down. And then just bringing the feet to the side and coming back to a seated position. So coming into Dandasana, where we bring the legs out straight, the torso's straight, so you got a nice straight spine. If you find that you're around in your spine, you might need to put a block or a cushion just underneath your sit bones. Shoulders come back and down, feet are flexed, so your toes are pulling towards you. We're going to stretch the arms up. So just clasp the hands as we did at the start, push the palms up, shoulders come back and down. And then we're going to lengthen the hands towards the feet. So you're just grabbing hold of wherever you can, whether that's the shin, the ankles, or the feet. Lift your chest, look forward, and then lengthen through the spine. Now, if you prefer to get a stretch in the back of the legs, try and keep your legs straight, but you might need to stay up here to get that length through the spine. Or you can soften the knees a little bit. Allow your chest to come down so you get the stretch through the spine as well, and you can drop your head. So it just depends how tight your hamstrings are, how tight your calves are. But you want to keep that length through the spine. Look forward if you need to, but just find the length so you can just tip your chin towards your throat slightly so you keep the length in the spine. Coming down. Just focusing on the breath. And then just rolling up nice and slowly. So just coming down, so we're just going to shuffle with our bottom. And then just lying on the back, so come down onto the elbows and then down to the shoulders and the back. And then just draw your knees into your chest. And draw your knees in, but lengthen the tailbone down towards the mat so you still get that stretch in the spine. So we're going to lengthen the legs up to the ceiling in a moment, but if you have a strap or a belt to hand, we're going to just bring the strap underneath the feet, soles of the feet, and just stretch the legs up. But you want to bring the hands down the strap. You can just wrap the hands around the strap if you need to. Again, keeping the shoulders and the tailbone on, so you don't want to bring your toes to your eyebrows. We're just trying to stretch out the back of the leg. And keeping your shoulders down, you keep the chest and the back open. Tailbone down on the mat and pull that navel in. And just feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Feeling it nice and open. And then keeping one leg in, just bend one leg and extend it down towards the mat. So you're stretching into the heel. You're bringing the leg, the heel down to the mat. You're still drawing the opposite leg up to the ceiling. So you can get this nice stretch and length. And then bring that leg back up. Bend your knees slightly to bring it into the mat. I'm going to take the opposite leg down. So just bend it slightly to bring it out. Stretch into the heel. And then lengthen the heel down towards the mat. Again, you're pushing into both heels. You don't want to be pointing your foot. So we're stretching out the back of the leg. And then draw that leg back in. Bend your knees slightly, bring that in. Just as you need to, make sure you're drawing the tailbone down. And then you can pull the knees in and just hug the knees into the chest. Just releasing the strap to the side. Just focus on an even breath. And then bring the feet down. So knees are bent about hip width apart, feet to the mat, heels towards the buttocks, and just draw your shoulder blades in slightly. We're going to lift the hips up, bridge pose here. So be mindful, your knees want to wing out, so you need to keep them strong, keep them in line with the hips. Lift the hips slightly, bring the hands behind the back, clasp your hands together, squeeze your shoulder blades. So you come onto the outer edges of your shoulders, push into the hips, really broadens the abdomen, the chest. Bring some strength to the legs, good for the spine. Make sure you're just having a natural breath. And then release your hands slowly, release your shoulders slowly, draw your spine and your hips slowly down to the mat. And then bring your knees into the chest. Again, lengthen the tailbone down. So you keep that length in the spine. And then coming up to a seated position. Just coming into Sukhasana, easy pose. So bringing your sit bones down, crossing one foot and then the other. Feeling some length in the spine. Again, if you feel that your back is rounded, you might need to put a block underneath your buttocks, just underneath the sit bones. And then we're going to stretch out the side of the waist, just as we did at the start. So just bringing your right hand down to the mat, bring the left arm up to the ceiling and just look up, turning to look up to the ceiling so you feel the length, and just push your sit bones into the mat and then bring that hand down. We're going to change sides. Again, pushing your sit bones down, shoulders come back and down, look towards the ceiling. Changing sides. Inhaling. And exhaling. And exhaling, so one more on each side, looking up. Last one. And then again, clasping your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades as you draw your hands down and then forward fold. So your heads come down, you're just bringing your arms just over as much as they feel comfortable. You're drawing your hips down and then just bring your hands back down, lifting your chest and your head. And then we're just going to release the hands to the front and just walk the hands forward, really lengthening through the spine. And then walking your hands back up. Just drawing the hands over your head, palms together. We draw the hands to the crown of the head, the third eye, down towards your heart center. Just take a moment just to notice how you feel. Notice the effects of the practice on your physical body, on your mind. Is your mind more still and quiet? And on your emotions. And then bow your head. Just have a moment of gratitude for your practice today. Namaste. Hi, this is Simply Love Yoga. I'm Samantha Lavery, and today we're going to do Hi, this is Simply Love Yoga. I'm Samantha Lavery, and today we're going to do a great yoga stretch out. But first, hit the like button. No.